I almost quit this adventure yesterday. I was at my wit's end. My ability to cope was barely by a hair enough to deal with everything. For starters, the past couple days have been the buggiest I have ever experienced in my life. And there was no wind, and with the sun being up 24 hours a day and it being quite warm days and my van being dark and there not being much shade, it was getting quite warm in my van, but I could not go outside. I could not hang out with the doors open because the mosquitoes were so bad. The thermocell did nothing. I could not go outside to pee without my nether regions getting dozens of bites. Frank could not go outside without getting hundreds of mosquitoes on him. Because my van was warm inside, if I opened the door, they just swarmed in. I've killed thousands of mosquitoes the past couple days. And I was so insanely filthy from layers and layers of mosquito repellent and dust, and there being so many mosquitoes, I couldn't get myself clean with like a bladder hose or something. I was really close to breaking from sensory overload. It was a lot, and yeah, it almost broke me. And so I gathered myself. It was a very uncomfortable night. I gathered myself. I made a plan, and today, when it got too warm to stay where I was, I enjoyed a drive north. I did not quit. I continued north and drove to where I am here, just at the southern edge of Inuvik, at the territorial park where there's a breeze and there's some shade. And I set up camp and I put the white cover on the front windshield, which is amazing, and I put the moonshade up, and I am so happy to see Frank hanging around outside and just enjoying it and comfortable and sniffing, and it just brings me so much joy to see him happy. That just that alone was like 50% of the healing powers I needed to get my strength back, and the other 50% was having the most glorious shower of my life, because there was a temperature control and I could have a cool shower and I could wash the mosquitoes out of my cheeks. Not these ones. So, I am refreshed. I have new hope that I can summon the strength for the rest of this adventure. At least the next couple days. So I'm hoping for wind. Please pray to the wind gods that I have a windy next couple days and I can go to Tuktoyaktuk and enjoy the summer solstice there. That is why I am doing this the way I am doing it. That is why I'm here now and not when it's cold enough for there to be no mosquitoes. I will 100%, 1000% come back to the Arctic someday, but later in the season. But this trip was all about going to the Arctic Ocean, the furthest north you can possibly drive in Canada for the longest day of the year. And that has meant some extra challenges, and I'm doing my best to deal with them. So we're gonna have a beautiful time here at camp. There's a lake Frank can go swim at, and I have a project that will hopefully help the next couple days be a lot more tolerable. Leave the butterflies alone. I am so excited to cook up all these potatoes in this onion with some seasoning. Alright, so while those potatoes are cooking, I'm going to do a very simple but very important project that I should have just done weeks ago. I should have done it a long time ago. Past me has failed current me, but current me is going to make sure future me has some fresh air in the van without mosquitoes. So I actually put up a piece of netting last night, but all I had was inside accessible was this packing tape, which is horrible. So I sprayed it with bug spray also to keep them from trying to like crawl in where the tape wasn't sticking. So now I have this whole massacre on the window. There's so many mosquitoes, so I have to clean that. And then I can put up a piece that actually fits better because I was in such a frenzied state. It doesn't quite fit. But this is just like screen door netting. You can buy it on rolls. So you can see from the tape residue, I've had one up before. This is the tape I use, tuck tape. It works really well. So I'm gonna make that a semi-permanent addition now. I mean, it comes down, but it leaves a mess. But this tape is amazing. And then I can at least open the window and have some fresh air if we're trapped in the van because of mosquitoes. So I've learned that if you just tape the screen on, then the sticky part of the back side of the screen gets really dirty. So what I do is I take a piece of tape and I fold it over the screen, and then I tape the taped part of the screen to the van. Whew, been going through that quickly out here. I was smart to bring extra. So I like to do my potatoes low and slow. Not only do I find that they taste the best, or at least the most like how I enjoy them, but it gives me time to do all sorts of other things like install that screen, but also feed Frank, check my oil, top up my windshield washer fluid, check my coolant, and just generally look over my engine. It has clouded over right now, and it's gotten a little windier and it's cooling off, and I'm so happy about it. It is refreshing and I'm so comfortable in my body, and I'm actually gonna be able to get a good night's sleep. So yeah, things are looking up, but I did come very close there to calling it off. I was having doubts, I was thinking about it, but I couldn't let that happen. I'm really not one to quit when the going gets tough. Even if I'm not fully enjoying it in the moment, I know that if I stick it out, that I will come to enjoy it again like I am now, and that when I finally reach my destination, the reward will be worth all the times I wasn't super stoked on what I was doing. It's a lesson I learned on the Pacific Crest Trail and climbing mountains. There was the possibility to quit every day. I stuck it out because that's what you do when you make a really, really big, hard goal. It's not going to be fun the whole time. It's not going to be fun every day, and you just have to get your mind right and endure, and it's always worth it in the end. That's for you. Go ahead. Yeah, you can have that, Frank. Yeah, that's you're so polite. Thank you. I love you, Frank. Good morning. It is 2 p.m. and I got a solid 8 hours of sleep last night for the first time in weeks. It felt so good. It was raining on and off and it's just been like cloudy today. So of course, I already have the moonshade up, which is great, but it has made it a little buggy under the moonshade because they were seeking shelter from the rain. So I just put the thermostat and Frank is enjoying being in his chariot and just looking about and being dry, and it's amazing. So yeah, we're gonna have like a slow morning here, and I'm just gonna work on my computer for a couple hours, and then we're gonna go into Inuvik and continue on to Tuk to the Arctic Ocean. So it's a very exciting day, and yeah, we'll just get what we get for the weather, but I am hoping for wind in Tuk. It's just, I don't know, I was just looking at the map last night of like where I am. It's like my mind was blown. Like, I'm so far north and I only have like 160 kilometers of dirt road to drive today, and then that's it. Like, that's the end of the road. Like, there's no driving any further. That's the furthest north you can possibly drive in Canada. So hoping for wind, hoping for the drive to go as smoothly as it has thus far. So yes, it's a great day. All right, hello, I am in Inuvik. It is about 7:30 p.m. and it is quite warm out, so I've come to the park here along the Mackenzie River just to hang out and pass some time. Frank is loving the grass. He's eating it, he's rolling in it, and yeah, we're just gonna hang out and just observe the comings and goings of the locals at the boat launch. It's really nice that the sun has come out. When I got into town an hour ago, it was still quite cloudy. I went to the Western Arctic Information Center where they have a nice exhibit about life in the Arctic, and the woman there was very, very helpful. And then I went to the Inuvik Welcome Center where I got this certificate of passage north of the Arctic Circle. Completion of this arduous journey requiring by matter of course crossing of the Arctic Circle, the Peel and the Mackenzie rivers by land, sea, or air does thereby entitle the above named to exclusive lifetime membership in the Honorable Order of the Arctic Adventurers. And I got mine and Frank's name on there. And I also got these magazines, Natural History of the Western Arctic and Spectacular Northwest Territories, which were free. So I bought a t-shirt because they were quite nice, and like, I probably am unlikely to come this far north for a long time, so I thought a new t-shirt would be nice. But then I went to the market and I bought some strawberries, which were like $8 for a pound, which is kind of pricey, but not as bad as I was expecting. And I've been craving fruit because the fruit I brought up here was apples, and when I bought them I forgot that I'm allergic to apples and they make me really nauseous if I eat a whole one. If I have like 1 or 2 bites, they're super delicious, but otherwise then they make me kind of sick, and I forgot because I don't really eat them because I'm allergic to them. I have oral allergy syndrome, so it causes me to like break out here, get all like cracked, and yeah, so I'm going to be giving those away in Tuk probably. And yeah, I was just craving some fruit, so I got strawberries. All right, hi. I'm going to just talk a little bit more, but chances are if you're still here, you don't have a problem with that. Unlike some of the very rude comments I've gotten recently from people who have a problem with me talking or talking about myself, and I'm not really sure what the alternative is. Like, I'm not going to make videos with hot takes or uneducated opinions on politics and things like that. This is my channel. It's about me. It's about my journey, which is why I decided to share this video when I could have just cut it all out and continued on to Tuk as if I didn't have a hard time. But the reality is that no matter how strong or resilient someone might seem, they're still going to have tough times, and those mosquitoes and just being so uncomfortable really nearly broke me. So I wanted to share that and be open about that and let you know that that's normal, and it gets better, and tough times then become good times. And yeah, I just encourage you to stick it out if you're on a big adventure and you find that it's a little harder than you bargained for in moments. It won't stay like that forever. So with that said, I first intended to include this part with my trip to Tuck, and then I realized that the character is just a lot different. This was like town stuff and mostly me talking and not a lot of scenery, whereas my trip to Tuck, which I ended up staying there for 8 days, was a lot more scenic and also culturally immersive. So I wanted to be able to share that all on its own. So it's a short video today. I'm looking forward to bringing you with me to Tuk in the next one. So this video was actually filmed about a month ago now, and so I also have the entire southbound trip of the Dempster Highway filmed. I've just been struggling to catch up with editing, but it was somehow more beautiful than driving north. And Frank had a birthday and I went off the road, which was very eventful. So I am looking forward to editing all those videos and sharing those experiences with you. But before I go, I want to say that when I was up in Tuck is when I did my sticker sale, and I was so excited to not only send out all the postcards to my friends and patrons, but every single order from the flash sticker sale from Tuck, which I did. I was so excited for you to get mail with the Tuk postmark stamp on, and as I have been informed, the post office did not stamp them, which is completely against protocol, and so I'm sorry. I'm so disappointed. I have no control over it, but I want you to know that if you received a postcard from me or you supported my sticker sale, they were sent from Tuck, and yeah, I can't make that better, so I'm sorry. And I really appreciate your support. So with that said, I got a cute clip of Frank to send you off on your way. Thank you so much for watching and just being kind people and not leaving rude comments, because you really don't know what people are going through. And yeah, sometimes I get pretty rude comments at times that it's just really not nice to read. So yeah, thanks for being kind. A huge thank you to patrons. You guys are awesome. And I got a cute clip of Frank to send you off on your way, and we'll see you soon.